2 days before the world changed forever, the greatest hope for Afghanistan was lost. Ahmad Shah Massoud, the Lion of Panjshir, was assassinated, ending a life dedicated to the fight for freedom and peace. But who was Ahmad Shah Massoud? And why does his legacy still matter, not just for the Afghans, but for the entire world? Ahmad Shah Massoud wasn't just a hero to Afghanistan. He was a global freedom fighter, much like Nelson Mandela or Che Guevara. But instead of fighting against colonialism and dictatorship, Massoud fought against one of the most powerful forces in the world, the Soviet Union and the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. During the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in the 1980s, Massoud's Panjshir Valley became a symbol of resistance. Known as the Lion of Panjshir, Massoud used his deep knowledge of the terrain and his strategic genius to fight off one of the world's most formidable armies. His successes in Panjshir not just made him a local hero, but a global symbol of resilience. Panjshir is a narrow valley, surrounded by steep mountains, a natural fortress. This geography allowed Massoud and his forces to hold out, despite being outnumbered and outgunned. But it wasn't just his military brilliance that made Massoud special. It was his vision for Afghanistan. Unlike the Taliban or the warlords of the time, Massoud stood for a united, peaceful Afghanistan. He believed in education, women's rights, and national unity, values that resonate in today's world, especially in the fight against extremism. On September 9, 2001, 2 days before the September 11 attacks, which reshaped global politics, Massoud was assassinated by two men disguised as journalists. His death was a devastating blow, not just for Afghanistan, but for the world. Many people don't realize the significance of the timing. Just as the world was about to plunge into the new era of conflict with the rise of terrorism and extremism, Afghanistan lost the one man who had been warning the world about the dangers of groups like Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. Massoud's vision was clear. Extremism would not stop in Afghanistan, it would spread. And he was right. Had he lived, Afghanistan and perhaps even the world would have been in a different path today. What if Ahmad Shah Massoud had lived? Would Afghanistan have seen peace? Would the war on terror taken a different course? These are the questions that still haunts many. For today's generation, especially the young people of Afghanistan, Massoud's legacy offers more than just a memory of past glories. His ideals of freedom, justice, and national unity are relevant more than ever. Massoud wasn't just a military commander. He was a man of deep thought, a lover of poetry, and someone who dreamed of a peaceful, prosperous Afghanistan. He believed that the future of Afghanistan depended on education, on empowering the people, not just fighting the wars. He once said, "I will fight until the last breath for the freedom of my people." But it's not the weapons that will win this war. It is the spirit of the people. For young people of Afghanistan, Massoud's legacy is not just about the past. It's about the future. He showed us that real change starts with vision, with unity, and with hope. In a time when Afghanistan still faces great challenges, Massoud's message lives on in the struggle for peace, education, and equality. His fight wasn't only against foreign invaders, but for the soul of Afghanistan itself. Massoud's life may have ended, but his vision didn't. And today we can honor his memory by continuing the fight for a better Afghanistan, a fight for freedom, justice, and lasting peace. Ahmad Shah Massoud stood for more than just Afghanistan. He stood for the values of freedom and justice that we all hold dear. If his story inspired you today, take a moment to learn more about him, share his legacy, and reflect on how each of us can make a difference in the world we live in. Thank you for watching. Until next time.